Hello, fellow Hyruleians! I am your guide, the Hyrule Historian, and welcome back to the Legend of the Magic Bush, the Wind Waker Randomizer. For today, we are playing as this bush here, as you can kind of see. However, we are going to see how long it will take us to take over this island and pretty much see how far we can make this island just be overgrown. How long will it take us to turn it into a forest? However, our one weakness is Blue's here. And I don't think Blue really enjoys this idea. Do you, Blue? Because when it comes down to it, there's already a giant forest on this island, up on this mountaintop here. And we don't really want to turn this giant ocean into the sea of trees. However, it looks like there are plenty of bushes that has taken over this island. So we're here to kind of get rid of them. Think I'm going to forget about you two. Nope. Yeah. What a sad intro this is. However, in fact, we are actually going to be exploring the southern parts of the ocean and seeing if we can find anything, since there are a few submarines around here and there, and there are in fact a few platforms that we can go to. So that's pretty much our goal for this episode. However, I will admit I did start this episode already and we had a few technical issues. So as well, I did notice that for one, we are going to be collecting a few treasure charts, which they're great since we need the rupees and stuff, but it doesn't really help us to progress any farther within the story. So in fact, while we are heading towards the Earth Temple, I'm going to be switching to the Haya pair. To me, it's pretty much just seems like how Link would be pretty much giving the name to the pair. The pair is named after Link because how much he goes Haya. But anyways, yes, we are returning to the island where the Earth Temple is, which I forget its name, and I think it actually says on here Headstone Island. That's a nice name for an island, I guess. I mean, I say that and I think that the Earth Temple is more like the Shadow Temple on here. I mean, we all know how the Shadow Temple was, right? In Ocarina of Time? Yeah. However, at this point, we are going to use the Haya pair to take control of our seagull friends, and we are going to be collecting the treasure that lies on top of this mountain. And in fact, I actually was looking back through several things, and if I'm not mistaken, like, the Earth Temple was originally, well, I guess it would be originally on here, because it's the first time the Earth Temple showed up. However, it would be on top of the Elden Mountains. Now, up here is actually a sea chart that we are going to be getting a hold of, and along this, while we are able to control the seagull, we can see the islands nearby. So we have an eye reef over there, and I believe that is a fairy island off there in the distance. And let's see, where is the sub? It's around here somewhere. Okay, I just seen it. It's right there. And we have just collected sea chart or treasure chart number 25, which in between episodes as well, before the technical difficulties, I was collecting some rupees here and there, and we ended up getting another Triforce chart. Oops. Here we go. So yeah, we got Triforce chart number 3, which, what's his name that does the minigame on Windfall Island gave to us, because I thought we had all the treasure that we could get from him, but yeah, he he ended up giving me this in return. However, I am planning to go to Beetle's special shop since he pretty much has the power bracelet. And with the power bracelet, we can actually pick up a lot of boulders, especially the ones that you actually just need the bombs for. And speaking of bombs, we get to face off with all these rats, and this is pretty much, I believe, is what's called the Bomb Hill sub, more or less. But you can actually tell that these rats are somewhat organized, however, quite chaotic. However, if I don't pay a good bit of attention to them, they will start blowing up us along with this sub. And I don't know if they are aware of that. I mean, having all these bomb flowers within this sub, I feel like that's kind of bad since we're going to make the whole sub sink. You know what? I'll take that. We need all the rupees we can get. Because at the special shop, Beetle has the prices extremely high. And we are missing a rat. Where is our rat friend? Is it actually good to have a rat as a friend? Come on, see the amazing rat do all his different tricks. Well, now that that's out of the way, we can actually collect our first treasure chest for this episode, and make sure that we do not blow up the submarine. I mean, actually, we're just in one giant barrel that Donkey Kong left behind. However, I'm questioning who actually decorated these. So, our first chest is, of course, another treasure chart. Which, this is one of the chests that I did get before I had my technical difficulties. But besides that, I am not really sure what else lies ahead. Because, thankfully I was able to figure out the problem, and so yeah, we can actually move on and see how much more that we can do. So our next stop is towards these eye reef, which I believe we're gonna have to come to sooner or later. However, I'm slightly confused on this because I did already check this out before, and ooh, this was not part of the plan. Let's see. Does the hookshot even work against the giant octos? Because this was not part of the plan. He has an eye on the back of his head. Well, we are able to target him. Okay, yeah, that's right. The grappling hook is completely different when you're on the boat. Well then, I don't think this is going to end well. I really like how Z-targeting is making the camera go completely crazy. However, we are actually doing some damage. No! We just had one eye left. Why? And the thing is, he is supposed to be one of the more easier ones. But now he has shot us off within the distance. in a random direction, and he is actually teaching us how to fly. However, he didn't shoot us off too far, since we are now next to a platform. Yeah, there's the reef right there. Now the thing is, some of these I'm still questioning, because some of them we will have to come back to because we need the bombs for some. And something happened here. Yes, hello friends. I claim this platform for myself. All hail Captain Blue. Hey, a chest. Ooh, I just had a thought. Because we are completely doing a few things different here, we can actually use the grappling hook to take a few extra things from this platform, which thankfully I remembered before I defeated all these guys. Smart bird. Red, will you get that rupee for me? So, what lies within this chest? Anything not useful. It's completely pointless. If we had the spoils bag, we could actually bring it to the rich guy, which he will actually pay us rupees for. And so yeah. So one thing I wanted to talk about while within this episode was actually the character models for the randomizer, since I actually do enjoy a lot of them. And one of the things is you can get a good selection of them through the community and through the stuff with the actual randomizer. And we can actually collect a good bit of rupees if we need to while we're here. However, I question some of the models since they are not really Zelda models. Since two of the models is actually Sans from Undertale and Goku from DBZ. Which, that's fine, I always enjoy a crossover type of thing. But then it's like, when it comes to the Zelda models, you have a few questionable ones, and then a few of them, I feel like that fits, because we are using the Saria player model for Blue, so you can kind of say Saria is an ancestor of Blue, and so yeah. But then we have a few of them that's like Link as a fox, I believe. And then we have more of a character or a player favorite, which was the cheerleader Link from Triforce Heroes. But it also seemed like the eye reefs are lacking defense, because normally we were supposed to get a chest here later, and yeah, so I'm actually going to leave here since a lot of this is just smaller rupees, which we can actually collect a lot more rupees from other places. Let's see. But I want to actually go back to like the models and whatnot, because there probably is a lot more that I haven't seen. Because we do have Zora Link, which, I mean, it kind of fits, and however, let's see. I need to get up somehow. Here we go. But yeah, we have Zora Link, we have Saria's player model, then we have Ariel, Tetra. I honestly think we do not have Princess Zelda as a player model, which I would have to go back and check, but anyways, I feel like there are a few more, and I know there is Medley as a player model, and what's interesting about her is once you get the mirror shield, it turns into her harp, which with Saria, I am not sure what the mirror shield will become. But our next chest is a Joy Pendant. I am so glad I came over here. And I'm so glad we was able to take care of him before he was able to knock us off this island. Now there's off in the distance was the place with the mirror shield puzzle, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We have a few rafts here. And thankfully I stopped here because this guy, this bokoblin, has his own treasure. So, Mr. Octorok, what are you going to do? We are waiting for you to make your move. Okay. Well, while you're dancing over there, we're going to get ourselves another treasure chart. Are there any other chests that we need to worry about? There's the minigame right over there in the distance. It's a little racing minigame to collect as much rupees as possible, which I feel like I'm doing quite well right now. I'm just having to dodge the sea hats, defeat the bokoblins, and having to deal with a dancing Octorok. Now that that's out of the way, we are going to leave the dancing Octorok to his own business. Let's try this again. We are going to leave the dancing Octorok to his own business, leaving the sea hats, the descendants to the pea hats. I jumped right into that one. That did not help anyone because it just makes me have to swim an extra mile just to get to red here, and that wastes all of our time. And somewhere off in the distance over here is in fact not only a platform, but is the next submarine that we need to get to. However, please tell me that this is not... Yeah, at this point it's just trial and error, because I'm not sure if we need to destroy the cannons or not. I feel like you guys are going to hear that a lot from me, and it's just something to keep in mind. Why do you jump off? Why do you leave me? Why don't you leave me more treasure? These are questions that I would like to know, and nobody is willing to tell me. They all leave. And this platform is a useless platform. I actually would like to see what would happen if we turned Wind Waker into something like Breath of the Wild. I feel like that would be really interesting, since as well we would have a more open sea and it would just feel a lot more like an adventure. I feel like that should be one of the next Zelda games that should come out. Like, bring back the things from Wind Waker and add things from Breath of the Wild into it. Since I feel like I feel like Wind Waker is really good when it comes to an open area where you can have your own adventures and whatnot. And however, I feel like besides these rafts and the extra platforms, there's not really much to it, and that's why I feel like I never got into going to each platform and collecting everything, since it's great to do the side quests and whatnot, but going to all these little rafts, kind of pointless. And because this is still one of the Zelda games that is more known to collecting a lot of easy rupees. And I'm going to actually leave that barrel here because I don't think we're going to be getting much. I'm actually curious if there was any more chests, but out of all the platforms we go to, the chest is on the last one. Why do you sink like rocks? Also, why are all of Ganon's troops weak against water? I mean, you go through any Zelda games. If an enemy falls into water, they disintegrate. I mean, well, obviously, besides the water enemies. But what lies within this chest? Please, something useful. That is useful. At least to me. So now we can finally enter the second sub for this episode and see what lies within it. Fire Sticks of Death with Bokoblins. Hi, Keys. Face the Fire Stick of Death. Not the Fire Stick of Death that we previously know of, but this Fire Stick of Death will have to work. Once again, Blue wants to target on everything and can't. What's the best way to defeat your enemies? With their partner's sword. Well, that was easy. However, I feel like we ended up going to the more difficult subs early on, since, yeah, most of the submarines are kind of a nightmare to me. And thankfully we did not have to light that torch, because if that was the case, we would need the fire arrows. However, we did get the platform chart, which will kind of help us. However, I feel like the chart on the side would help us more. And sadly, there is nothing really to check off. I don't even think these smaller charts are here to check off either. Yeah, I mean, there's this one, but that's the ghost chart, so not that helpful.